synthesizers and keyboard. I played piano since I was a little girl, and when I was a teenager I was playing synthesizers. So when I joined the band, it wasn't really a rock band, it was more of a indie synth band, so it's kind of like guitars and synths as well. So I was playing synthesizer in the band. So we had electronic elements. And then when I left the band, there was just me and the synthesizer, so I was like, well, I can't play guitar, so I'm going to have to just make do with this. And so it was just kind of natural that it was electronic, really. It was strange, I guess, because I was a big fan of all these people, and so you feel a little bit intimidated, or I just felt like I wasn't very cool, and are these guys really going to work with me because I'm pop and these guys are cool guys. But I think that's the challenge, and I think secretly a lot of cool producers, are kind of fascinated by pop and want to know, what makes people tick and how to get in a pop song. So it was a lot of fun, like me coming from that side and then coming from the other side and being somewhere in the middle and hopefully, sharing things and teaching each other things. So it was cool. It was a really great experience.
It's your time to move, coming together as one.
I definitely got a little bit jaded. I think when I started out, I was quite naive about the music industry and I didn't really understand how it worked and how other people, how much they affect you. And I think Hans is a great album, I'm really proud of it, but there's definitely compromises that I made because of pressure from people around me, and I think this time around it was a big journey for me of confidence and learning to trust myself and say, no, I'm not listening to you on that, no, I'm going to do this. And it was just important for me to prove myself as an artist that's going to go on and keep making records and have a career and not be a one-hit wonder that, once the record label get bored of, it's not going to happen anymore. Right? There's a lot more to me than that, and there's a lot more to me than one catchy song, So it was kind of an album. I think I had something to prove, and hope it.
Eyes become lights as the sky's growing dark, shining like pieces of.
I mean, it's very difficult to extract yourself from the writing process. So even with this album, with Nocturnes, I tried to not be personal. The first album was quite personal, but the last album I tried to be impersonal. But then you write it and you listen back to the song and you're like, that was totally when I was doing that or going through that, and it's very difficult to draw yourself out of it, even if it's not conscious at the time. But I mean, it's not always about me. Often it's my friends come and be like, oh, this guy's driving me crazy, or somebody I know, or a story I read, and so I kind of write little stories about people I know or things. Often it's not just me. It's I'll sing it as if it's me, but it's a friend or a family member or somebody who told me a story about them. It's kind of a big question. I'm probably not qualified to answer. I guess my own opinion is, pop music is very often tied up with sex, but not always. I think there's some incredible pop artists who are not particularly sexual and some that are. So, it's difficult to judge, and I don't think you should judge artists or people. Personally, I wouldn't get my body out like Miley Cyrus, and if I had a daughter, I wouldn't really think it would be great that she would be watching that. I don't feel the need to draw attention to myself by getting naked. But I think it's a lot more complicated than that, and if Miley Cyrus feels that that's empowering and that's what she needs to do, then fair enough. But I have to say I've not been watching it on repeat. As for Robin Thicke, I'm not sure on that. That one's too far. One thing is if the girl's doing it because they want to do it, but I just hope the girls in the Robin Thicke video got paid really well. I try not to pay too much attention to either in some ways. Critical response is a weird thing because obviously you want them to say good things, but if they say bad things, you just think, well, you're just one person and all my fans are saying this. So it's difficult to know what to trust. I was really, really happy that for this new album we had some really great reviews and critics saying really good things about the album. So I think that was important for me to prove that it was critically well received. But at the end of the day, it's not the critics who are buying my albums and coming to my gigs, it's my fans, and they're the ones that matter to me, and the reason that I'm still here doing this, still coming to places like Mexico, and still doing incredible things, and playing new records and new tours, so it's those guys that really matter, and that's what's important. Hi everyone, I'm Marvin Magazine, so happy to be back in Mexico. Lots of love to all my patitas. It's a little bit